Alright guys, so this is the big update for 2020, the Nintendo Collection Tour. And right now, we are about to go in and look at the biggest change from everything. Alright, so I'll turn on that. And here we are. Check it out. Alright, I'm gonna close the door just so I eliminate echoing. Okay, so this here is more or less kind of a area where we store all of our entertainment, video games, and board games. All come into this room eventually. Sometimes they stay out for a while to continue playing. Other times they're in here for a while. But this is where everything is for the most part. And trust me, I've been waiting to do a tour of this for a long time, actually. I've had it set up for a while, but I like keeping the tradition of doing it on July 4th of every year. Happy Independence Day to all you fellow people who live in the United States. And again, there's a bit of everything. I'm going to be more focusing on the video game, specifically the Nintendo portion, because that's what this video is about. But if you do want to see a tour of all the of all the board games and other games we have over here as well, then just leave a comment down below and I will do my best to make that video as soon as possible, again if requested, but it's not going to be a priority unless it's requested, at least anytime soon. Same thing goes for a majority of the stuff up here, but that kind of falls under a bit of the board gaming and just some Nintendo themed stuff that's on this shelf. But again, I'll go over all of it here. So, man, this is a really big place. So, I suppose we should start right here. Newest consoles. I did get a PlayStation 2, or not PlayStation 2, just a PlayStation 1. But Nintendo console-wise, now have a Super Nintendo with 2 controllers. It's not the SNES Classic, that's up here, as you can tell. I'm hoping to get an NES at some point too. So that's really the last thing I want for console-wise that I'm looking for. But hey, I got this is a working Super Nintendo. I'll take it. It's amazing. Right next to that we have the N64, which, as you can tell, last played Mario Party 2. Great game, by the way, and console. Let me think over here. Okay, there we go. So in this box is just some Yokai watches, actually, or some Yokai watch medals, and the Yokai watch itself. This we've had for quite a few years, actually, but I just haven't showed it in the other videos because it just didn't. I've just been forgetting to show it, honestly. That's all. But now, we should probably also get into the new games. I just gathered everything over here. The new stuff isn't as large quantity as it was last time, but I'd say we got quite a few good things here. Definitely Donkey Kong 64. That was a great find. I know that's definitely a great game. Mickey Speedway USA just came with Donkey Kong 64, or you found it with Donkey Kong 64, so nice keep. So, just more games out of the collection. Switch-wise, I remember in the last video, I was talking about getting Super Mario Maker 2. It was out by the time I posted that video, but I didn't have it. Now I do. Super Mario Maker 2. I'll be posting videos on my course walkthroughs at some point because I've already uploaded courses to Course World. But that'll be for different videos. Yoshi's Crafted World, finally have that. I was planning on getting that basically the day it came, or not the day it came out, but like the month it came out, which was over a year ago. Only got it recently, But hey, still got it. Great game. Highly recommended by me. Same thing goes for Mario Maker 2. Then we have Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. Just first Monkey Ball game I've ever had. I found it while I was at a store one day and figured might as well pick it up since I haven't played any of the other console Monkey Ball games. I've played it in arcades and I've also played the mobile game as well. But those were both years ago, so this was the first time I played Monkey Ball in a while. I'm hoping to get the GameCube titles at some point too. And then lastly for the Switch we have, excuse if I mispronounce this, Hdmi Reroll. Then we have, for 3DS, only one new game, Mario Party The Top 100. And really the reason I got this game was because, I just wanted to complete the Mario Party collection I have, because that was the only Mario Party game I was missing. So, you know, I figured it makes sense to just to find it and get it. Even though I beat the game in 2 days, 100%. I didn't even play all day those 2 days. I probably spent 3 hours tops on it. If even that. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But again, that was just kind of to fill up the Mario Party collection. Now I have every Mario Party game, the hard copies of. Or the physical copies of. GameCube, the only new thing is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which I should have had in the last collection video, but the one I got back then, the copy only played to the file select screen, and then it just gave me that GameCube error message where it said it couldn't read the disc, so I ended up just giving up on that, and I asked for it last December for Christmas, and this is it right now, and this one works phenomenally. I haven't run into any issues with it yet. It loads up right away, so this is a keeper. It's also the player's choice, by the way, in case you want to know that. Wii U wise, only one new Wii U game, which is Wii Party U. Originally, I didn't like this game over Wii Party. Wii Party is right there. But I am starting to like this one more than Wii Party now. At some point I'll be doing a comparison video between the two, but probably not anytime in the near future. And then lastly we have Wii Sports Resort for the Wii, because why not? I wanted to collect Wii Sports Resort, I especially since my Wii Sports videos are arguably some of my most popular gaming videos on the channel. At some point I'm going to be doing some Wii Sports Resort videos, so be on the lookout for those. I'm not going to say whether or not they're going to be soon or not, because I honestly don't know. It all depends on what I'm feeling, honestly. Okay, and then there are some new Super Nintendo games that I got with the Super Nintendo down there. Again, those are the original controllers, as you can see. We've got Final Fight, NBA Showdown, and Street Fighter 2. Out of all these, Street Fighter 2 is my favorite. And then we still have the other Super Nintendo games that are in here too. Another copy of Super Mario World came with the SNES there, but since I already had a copy, I only kept one, because I only felt that I needed one. And then there's the Wii Wheel, or one of the Wii Wheels we have, in case anyone wanted to see that too. Controller-wise, these are the controllers for everything that's out on the Media Center we have, which I'll show at the end of the video, which includes the Wii U, the Switch, and the GameCube. So I've also got the GameCube microphone in there, I've got all of our Wii remotes, nunchucks, and this Pro controller for the Switch, which is a wired one. This was given to me as a gift, and it's just a welcome addition to my collection. Again, it's got the USB wiring, so it's a plug-in and play with that type controller. In this bin, not really anything Nintendo related, just helicopters, toy helicopters. Then these are just miscellaneous cables for the SNES. We even have some NES cabling in here. Like we have the RF thing and the RF connector in here. AC adapters, stuff like that for the NES and for the Super Nintendo. And we also have some Xbox stuff in there with PlayStation, along with PlayStation stuff too. So a lot of just miscellaneous cords for consoles. And then the Amiibo Collection, same as last time. No new Amiibo collected. I did put the special Amiibo up in the front though because they're a bit more unique in my opinion. Got the Super Mario Odyssey Amiibo Trio along with the 30th anniversary Mario 3D Amiibo, or the 8-bit 3D Mario Amiibo. Pretty cool stuff. Yep, Super Mario Bros. 30th anniversary. And then there's some more of the classic Amiibos, I call them, with the classic characters. Here, for those who follow my Instagram, you guys will probably recognize this. The Super Mario Bros. Sugar Fina stuff with the two controllers, the NES, and the question mark blocks. Let's see, the NES gonna open up. I'll open it up and play the song real quick. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. It's very cool. Very cool that it even does that. I wasn't expecting it to do that when I first got it. I thought it was just gonna open up and maybe play like the coin sound effect or something like that, but nope, it's got the entirety of ending or finishing a level in Super Mario Bros. Along with the fireworks, so that's very cool. Up on this shelf we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe case, just some water balloons, not Nintendo related. Then over here, kind of a little bit of a book area, probably where also I eventually want to get some Nintendo Power magazines too, so those will probably also end up being here for now as well, depending on how big the collection gets before the next video. But here we have Super Mario Adventures book here. It's an official Nintendo release, the official Nintendo seal. There's the Super Mario Odyssey guidebook, which I showed in the last video, and then here is just the Ultimate 90 Retro Gaming Collection magazine, or book, whatever you want to call it. This is another very welcome edition, got it as a present, and I think it is very cool. It's got a lot of nice references, or not a lot of nice articles about gaming, like Diddy Kong Racing, and even consoles like the PS1 over there, and the Atari Lynx. Just some examples of stuff I'm looking off the cover. But it's got a lot of cool stuff in there, so maybe one day I'll go in kind of covering some of the stuff that's in there, maybe not, just giving a brief thing about it, or like kind of a review about it. But anyway, I would recommend buying this book for sure. It's very cool, and if you can get your hands on it, I'd say it's a very welcome addition to a collection, especially if you're collecting retro stuff like I am. Retro and modern is what I'm collecting, but I'm more kind of focusing on the retro stuff right now because I've got basically every modern thing I want. Just some Simon stuff here. Got a big Simon. That's it compared to my hand. If you know the SNES Classic, or maybe this is my hand compared to it as well. I've got a decent sized hand, but this thing is pretty darn big. And then we also got Air Simon, in case that appeal to anybody. I know it's not Nintendo related, but whatever. This is the question mark Lite. You may or may not be able to tell, but it is on. You can kind of tell. And then there's the Super Mario Bros. 3 lamp. The battery is not working on it right now, so it is not on. And then there's a Mario Kart 8, I guess toy, you could call it. The the wheels go into anti-gravity mode. There's the remote control for it. It's very loud though, so I'm not gonna turn it on right now. I don't know if that's just my unit or what it is, but it is pretty loud. Okay, so now I'll get down to the boxes that are over here. This is the Wii U and Wii box, along with some of the Super Nintendo stuff, and the spare Super Mario All-Stars manual. And over here, handheld games for the most part. Well, just 3DS, DS, and Switch in here. And then this is where all the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games are. The Game Boy Advance games are within these two cases. This is where the SP is, and this is where the original Game Boy Advance is. This is just a container I have for the Game Boy with all of its games. No new updates here, otherwise they would have been with the other new games to the collection over here. Or they would have also been to the new game collection over here, or new games collection over here. And then there's also the DS Lite, just kind of down there. And then here, GameCube, Xbox One, and some movies. Put them all in this one box because they all fit in here nicely. And then there's the Game Boy Player startup disc, because why not? Alright, so there is the box for the original Xbox. It's a bit beat up, but the console unfortunately does not work. But that's kind of expected since it's a bit older, I suppose. But I don't know. It's just there for now. It'll probably be gone by next video. Because again, it just doesn't work. Alright, this box is where I store Amiibo, the 2 Classic Edition consoles, and stuff like that, along with AC adapters for the handheld systems, the portable one for the Switch, got the DS one in there, and then for the, for the Classic Edition consoles, those are in there too. And the Wii U gamepad stand that doesn't charge is also in here. This is more or less for controllers. We've also got a little headset in here. Controllers for the Classic Edition consoles. SNES Classic and the NES Classic controllers in here. And then N64. This is the N64 box. We've got the controllers in here, got the games in here, except for the new games for the collection, obviously, because I displayed those up. But that's it for this box. And this one here has the original Wii, Wii wheels, and a bunch of Xbox 360 stuff, along with the Xbox 360. But that is the game room portion. Oh, I think I forgot to mention one thing, which is this Mario Bros, or this Super Mario Bros. World 1-2 puzzle. It's a very nice touch to the room, and I think it honestly looks really nice because you can be getting a game or something from over here, and then as you walk out to go to the doorway, you just look at this puzzle. And again, I think it looks really nice in here. Well, everyone, that is the game room portion. I did get a request to show my setup that I use for recording, and I'm going to be showing you my media center in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. And here's the media center, aka my gaming setup and recording setup as well. I'm going to start off by showing everything that's on here all the time. We got the GameCube with the Game Boy player, that's there basically all the time. We have the Switch with the 4 Joy-Cons, those are here all the time. TV obviously here all the time. Also have an Hdmi Switcher, but I'll go into that more in a little bit. Another console, this little cabinet area here, we have an Xbox One. Just kind of in there. It's plugged in, so we use some from time to time. And then we also have a little section for the Wii U. Got the gamepad charging over there next to the console at all times in this little cabinet. And I did get a question about my setup and how I do things. So now that I have the capture card, it's a bit different than before. Beforehand, I just prop up my iPad camera and record off the TV, but that obviously isn't as good quality. Now what I use is I actually have my laptop that I capture the video with, and the way it's hooked up is, well, I always have the AC adapter at all times hooked up to the the laptop, so then it doesn't possibly drain battery, because my capture card, and I'm pretty sure most capture cards, like video recording in general, will drain the battery on this thing quite a bit, especially since I record many videos at the same time, or many clips at the same time. So I obviously want to have the charger there. And since I have the Wii U hooked up right now, if I were to unplug that blue cord, the TV screen would go blank, because this blue cord is the USB for my capture card. Let me pull it up here real quick. And I'm just using the HD video capture card. If you want specific information about that, ask below. I'll give you the information or put it in the description. But a USB capture card is what I use nonetheless. And it's very simple. It just has HDMI in. This gray cord, by the way, is for the Wii U. And then this cord, HDMI for both, is going out to the TV. So again, if I were to unplug any of these cords, the TV screen would go blank. That's how the Wii U is getting to the TV right now. And I do have software downloaded, and I can record and play it on the TV at the same time. Now, I don't have that software open right now, but it's there. So right now, I'm not recording with the capture card, it's just there for display. And secondly, since Nintendo requires some sort of original content to prevent copywriting, and also I want to make my videos a little more comedic, I also use a special microphone. Well, not really special microphone, but it's a microphone I had to buy separately. I don't use the laptop microphone because this is much better quality. And I also have a headset I use to listen to my recordings when I'm done and listen to the videos themselves. I don't use the microphone on here because it's not as good quality, so I have it turned off because there's a little remote that turns it off. Right here, actually. It's just, well, not really a remote, it's more or less just a switch. Microphone off because I was doing some Galaxy recording recently, so there's that. The microphone just hooks up to a USB over onto the laptop. Okay, the Wii U is going to sleep mode, but that's okay. So overall, it's just I have a USB capture card, and I had to download a certain software to capture the gameplay directly, and then separately at a separate time, I do voiceovers for all my recordings, and I have a special, or not special, but I have a separate video editor for that as well. So to anyone who is wondering about my setup, I hope this helps you. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. I'll give you recommendations for specific products if you'd like. I mean, my setup really wasn't that expensive with the microphone and the capture card. Both, if you put them together, it was around $200. So, I mean, since they've been working great, I honestly don't mind spending the money, but if you want to look for something more budget-friendly, you'll have to search elsewhere. That is a Yeti Blue microphone, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. And the headset I'm not counting because you can really just use any aux cable headset, and it goes in just there. But that is a Turtle Beach headset, by the way. I did mention I was going to get into the HDMI Switcher. It has 3 switchings for it. The Wii U goes here, HDMI 1. The Switch is right there for HDMI 2. And the GameCube's over there for HDMI 3. And then this HDMI port is where it goes out to the TV. The Xbox One has its own HDMI going to the TV, and then the last HDMI port to the TV is going to a cable box. But anyway, that is my 2020 game collection. I hope you enjoyed. And along with my setup and the media center. This is something I haven't done before, so some kind of bonus content. I hope you found it helpful. If you were looking into getting better with your video recordings or wondering how I make my videos, this is how I do it. And again, everyone, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.